And we're live.
What is up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Hunter here from Film Nerd TV, and tonight we are returning with Nerd News. Yes, I know we have been gone for about 3 weeks. Holy shit, this is a very long time. We've missed you guys, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Chance Ellison. How's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. Ready to talk some. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this show, but I'm ready to talk some news.
Oh, yes, and we are not alone tonight. We have a full house. Starting over, we have Sean Sandberg returning. How's it going, brother?
I'm doing exceptionally well now that I'm actually chatting with some people about some super nerdy shit. I mean, that's my whole deal, so I'm happy as fuck about that.
Hashtag let's get sweaty. And we're going to get sweaty with Ryan. How's it going, Ryan?
Doing well, sir. Thanks for having me on this craziness known as madness, known as nerd news. Let's get right into it. Rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. All right, Chance, start.
All right, well, our first news story of the day. A second trailer was released for the Tomb Raider reboot, which of course starred Alicia Vikander, Walton Goggins. This was set to follow the newer Tomb Raider games. And Hunter, what do you think of the Tomb Raider trailer?
Well, I just watched it. To be honest, it looks just like the teaser trailer to me, the official first trailer we had. You get a little bit more into backstory of Lara Croft. To be honest, I am excited for this movie, but I'm keeping my expectations low, very, very low, because of the track record of stuff like Assassin's Creed, Warcraft.
Warcraft's not that bad. Warcraft is not that bad.
In my opinion, the only great combat movie is Mortal Kombat, and that's just personal cheese. Video games. With a killer soundtrack. But I'm going into this movie with low expectations. Hopefully, my expectations of the movie they're low enough to where I can enjoy this movie. But the trailer, it's just the exact same one I've seen before.
All right. Sean, what do you think about the Tomb Raider trailer?
Are we going to?
Sean.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't know. I didn't hear you say that. As far as the new Tomb Raider trailer goes, it let me know basically exactly what I was interested in within this new film, which is Walton Goggins. Because Walton Goggins is amazing in almost damn near everything that he's in. I like Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft, but I don't exactly know how I feel about this film entirely. I'm excited about those two performances, but yeah, it's just it doesn't strike a chord with me in the way that I was looking for. You know, and that's just the way it goes, at least for me personally.
Yeah.
All right, and Ryan.
Well, for me, I saw this trailer as I was watching a movie in theaters, and it was just blah. It's fine. Like, it's a decent, half-decent cup of coffee, but it's not something I would, drink every day. For me, the first trailer was a lot better than the second trailer for me. I'm still going to see the movie. I'm still very excited to see how this goes. Alicia Vikander has a lot of talent. I haven't seen a lot of her work, but of the work I've seen, I saw her supporting role in Jason Bourne. I know that's not the best example, but it was fine for what she was doing. Walton Goggins, been a fan of his since Justified, one of the greatest TV series of all time. He can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. I just caught him in Maze Runner: The Death Cure. He has a small role in that film, which,
he's in that?
Mm-hmm. He's in Maze Runner: The Death Cure, so make sure you check it out, your local cinema. And no one paid me to say that. It's a good action movie. It's a commitment, though. It's over 2 hours. Whew, they could have cut that third act down. But anyway, Tomb Raider, can't wait to see it. It's during March Madness. And no, I'm not talking about sports. I'm talking about March Madness, the movies. Can't wait to go to the theater to see this.
Okay, wow. He's the most enthusiastic about me personally. This looks like every bad video game movie I've seen before. It looks somehow worse than the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider. I didn't think that was fucking possible.
I like that movie.
It's fine, I guess. I'm not super excited about Tomb Raider. Hopefully it's good. We keep waiting for that one to break the streak, and it hasn't happened yet. So
No,
I'm not
it
betting on
hasn't,
this.
sadly.
I'm not betting on this to break it. So that's just me speaking. All right, moving
I
on.
wouldn't bet money for it to break it either.
I'm not betting money. I will bet on Solo before I bet on Tomb Raider, but that's another story entirely, and we'll get to that later. All right. Our next story of the day. John Wick Chapter 3. Hey, we'll see, Ryan. John Wick Chapter 3 has just gotten its director. Of course, it's going to be Chad Stahelski, who helmed John Wick 2 and John Wick 1. So, speaking for me, I'll go first. I'm a huge fan of the first two John Wicks. I think they are two amazing action movies. I love the style of action. I love the phonetic nature of the fact that you can see what's happening. The reason those movies work is because A, Keanu Reeves, and B, Chad Stahelski has a background in stunt work and stuff like that. So I think he is the right guy to come back to close out this possible trilogy. Sean, have you seen John Wick, and what do you think about them bringing Stahelski back for a third go-around?
Was that lined up to me or to Hunter?
Yeah, you Sean.
Okay, sorry, you kind of keep cutting out on me on that one. Okay, I really enjoyed the second John Wick movie. I didn't think it was a perfect film by any stretch of the imagination, but I really did enjoy it. And not just that, I gotta say, one of the best things about the John Wick movies, as someone that has studied martial arts for quite a number of years, I gotta say, John Wick is remarkable in the way that it is so realistic. Like his short range fighting techniques when he's dismantling a guy with a gun is absolutely phenomenal. And so I gotta say, like, with the aim that they're going for these films, it's damn near perfect. And I love Keanu personally. I mean, Keanu's been a hero of mine, maybe because I'm a ethnic question mark. Ever since I was a young man, no one was able to figure out what the fuck I was. And I gotta say, I can't wait for this new movie, especially finding out that Lawrence Fishburne playing what was his name in the second film?
The Bowery King.
He was the
Bowery King.
Bowery King. Yeah, he was the Bowery King, and now Carrie-Anne Moss is going to be moving into this third film. I can't wait to see that stuff. To be honest with you, this reuniting of the initial three Matrix cast. Oh, dude, I'm super pumped about it. To be honest with you, I really do love it.
All right, and go to Ryan next. Ryan, about John Wick and Chad Stahelski as a director coming back.
I think it's fine. It's great. I haven't seen John Wick Chapter 2 as of yet. I know I'm behind the eight ball, fans. I'm behind the eight ball. But of the first film, I thought it was fine. It's a solid film. I wasn't jumping up and down like everyone was, but I thought it was, for what it was, I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty good for what they were doing. I want to know more about the background characters. I want to know more about this Continental so bad. I want to know more about it, how it started, how many people are involved in this and whatnot. But we'll see what happens. I look forward to seeing the trailer for John Wick 3, and I look forward to eventually it will happen, folks. I'm going to catch up on John Wick Chapter 2.
Right on.
By the way,
Hunter,
I'm going to be right back really quickly. I just have to go do something. All right.
Yeah, fine.
All right, I'll be right back.
Hunter.
Haven't seen John Wick 1, haven't seen John Wick 2. I want to watch them because I've heard great things about them. So, to be honest, I don't know too much about the subject.
God damn it, Hunter. Watch more movies. We're cutting away from you.
I watch a lot of movies, just...
No, you're down. All right, so our next story on the table. Steven Spielberg is setting aside time for his next two movies, and it looks like one of them is possibly going to be Indiana Jones 5. It's already been announced. It's had a release date at Disney for a while, who own the property now. Their peers in Lucasfilm. So 5, Hunter, have you seen it in Indiana Jones? And what do you think about 5 possibly happening?
I have seen the very first one. And I have somehow made it through Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. God awful, man. I am
Actually, you know
excited.
what? You can't judge Crystal Skull until you've seen the entire trilogy. I'm taking away your opinion.
No, but dude, I'm not excited for this. I mean, it's time to let this franchise die already. I mean, after the fourth one, where else can you go with this character? I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's all I have to say. I mean,
And,
I'm not excited for this.
Ryan, Indiana Jones 5.
Wow, there's a lot of different directions this franchise could go. They could go with a new actor or fresh young actor to take on the mantle, start fresh, have a young Indiana Jones, kind of like what they did with the TV series. Yeah. Or they could just let it die. It really could go either way. As far as where I stand on it, I could go either way. It depends on what they're going to do. It depends on the story. It depends on how much screen time Harrison is going to get and how much it really depends on how they're going to execute it. So we'll see. I'm open to it, because I am an indie fan. I like the first one and the third one. 2 and 4 can jump off a cliff and never come back ever again, for all I care. But I think it probably should have ended.
Shakespeare.
2 is garbage to me, but it is. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to keep an open mind about these sort of things with Indiana Jones, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Sean, you missed the story. We're talking about Indiana Jones 5 possibly being Spielberg's next movie after Ready Player One. What do you think about Indiana Jones 5?
Sorry about bailing on you guys for a second. It's just a bunch of fucking cat shit, basically. Funny enough. Indy 5 being Spielberg's next movie after Ready Player One. For starters, I'm really not that excited for Ready Player One, to be frank with you.
Really?
I'm just being honest on this one. Ready Player One looks like it's going to be cool, but it looks like it's okay. We're all a bunch of gigantic film fans, so the idea of seeing Deathstroke and Harley Quinn and fucking the DeLorean and fucking all these other amazing characters all in one place really, really excites all of us. But to me, it kind of comes off as pandering a little bit. And I love Spielberg. That's one thing you got to realize. The movie that made me fall in love with the idea of being a director or being involved with film whatsoever was Duel. That
really?
Oh, absolutely. It was the first film that really made me look at the idea of having a self-contained film with one actor that was giving a great performance within a very, very crazy, frenetic sort of situation. And I loved that about Duel. But I gotta say, it doesn't really make me super excited when it comes to Ready Player One. And so with him doing Indy 5, I have mixed feelings because growing up, Indiana Jones was my hero. Fucking period. There's no question about that. Raiders of the Lost Ark to Last Crusade, he was my hero. He is the coolest guy in film, period. But Harrison Ford is 77 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Getting up there.
Yeah, he's almost 80 years old. And one thing my dad always said to me, and maybe I'm being biased in regard that I got raised with this idea, Indiana Jones is a guy in his late 30s, early 40s. You know what I mean? He that's what really makes it interesting. He's on the tail end of his prime.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me personally, I'm not super excited about Indy 5. Because it's not the tail end of his prime. It's after his prime and after his prime and after his prime.
Yeah, he's in a retirement home, basically.
Yeah, he is, like if Indy
escape from retirement home.
If Indy falls over, Indy fucking breaks a fucking hip. That's really the way it goes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I mean, I was talking about this when it came to Okay, so I was writing some stuff for a friend of mine in regards to a Batman short film.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to make it so that the Joker and Batman were very, very much older in age. They were in their like 70s, close to 80s. And I had to write for that stuff. And one of the lines I wrote, which I feel like really hits the point on the head when it comes to Indy, is Joker says to one of the Robins, he goes, "Oh, really? You think that we really wanted to fucking do this with one another at our advanced stage in life? One of us would have broken our hip before anything got interesting." And to me, that is the problem with a new Indiana Jones film. Indy at 80 is not interesting to me. Indy at 80 just is literally like it's gone to an impossible feat. Because my grandfather is 83 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what an 80-year-old looks like. I know what they move like. I know what they walk like. Indy does not fucking move like an 80-year-old.
No, he does not.
No.
And so that's just what makes it challenging for me. I love the character, but I can't get behind the whole story of it because it's just not what we've all
that's
grown up with. You know,
Understandable.
And I
It's weird
mean,
to say.
that is fair. But speaking for me, the only reason I want Indiana Jones 5 is because I want them to just I want Indiana Jones to go out on a high note because 4 is awful and it sucks.
I'm the same way. 4 sucks, and we all want Indy to go out on the right note. So trust me on this.
It's like Dan
None
James
of us.
Bond. I want him to go out. I want him to go out on a high note. And you look at Spielberg. Like every time like Indiana Jones has been quote bad, there's something outside influence. Like you look at Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. He was going through a bad divorce, which is why it was all weird and dark.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana Jones 4 had George Lucas messing around with garbage, which he's not going to be able to do at this film. So
No, he's not.
I'm hopeful. I think Spielberg is the greatest filmmaker in the world right now.
Oh, he is.
So,
I mean, as far as
hands down.
I mean, it's him or Scorsese. As far as like a track record goes, then yeah, you're not wrong whatsoever.
Yeah. Like the dude is a master, and I'm looking forward to whatever he does. Like I think he can do it. So I'm done with that story.
Yeah, I hope he can.
So next story. I hope he can. All right. Our next story. Speaking of video games, is what I'm ready to follow up Tomb Raider with, but we didn't because we were a moron.
What the hell? Why not?
John Cena has been, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but he was in talks. I'm pretty sure he's going to do it. He is in talks to star in a adaptation of the Duke Nukem video game. Which, first of all, let me just say, old school Duke Nukem, great. Really dumb, pretty funny. Great. Duke Nukem Forever, garbage.
Sucks.
Duke Nukem Forever is one of the worst games I've ever played. So, I mean, really, this could be the first time where a video game movie is actually better than the game, where the movie is actually better than the game. So, Hunter, what do you think about John Cena possibly headlining a Duke Nukem movie?
This shit, man. This shit, I don't know how to feel about this. As you guys know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. John Cena's a decent actor, in my opinion. He did good in Trainwreck with the the little time he had on screen. I didn't see whatever the fuck it's called with him and Will Ferrell and you know what I'm talking about.
Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home 2.
Oh, Daddy's Home?
Yeah. Didn't see that. I didn't want to. Pretty much, I'm indifferent about this. I mean, as long as he can play the role correctly, and he can bring that humor that I know John Cena can bring, he's been kind of excited. Don't know a lot about the Duke Nukem character. Played forever, burned it, threw it away. Fuck that game.
As you should.
But, going back and watching old videos of the gameplay and stuff, I mean, it seems like he was like a wisecracking kind of guy, which I know John Cena's real good at the quips. So, I don't know, this seems to be kind of excited, but also kind of indifferent about it. That makes any sense.
Makes sense.
I get it. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan, what do you think about the possibility of a John Cena Duke Nukem movie?
I sell this faster than anything I've ever sold. I sell this so hard. It's stupid. It's not going to work. It's not even going to make 10 million at the box office. It's terrible. Next
You're out of
question.
your mind on that one.
All right, next question. Let's go. Well, first of all, let's get to Sean before we get to the next question.
Okay, well, it is going to make $10 million at the box office. Let's get that perfectly straight. Some of the worst films of all time have made $10 million at the box office, and more so.
Yeah.
When it comes to John Cena as Duke Nukem, like I grew up with Duke Nukem. He's a wisecracking, and I don't throw this term around very lightly, but damn near misogynist character. You know, let's be frank, Duke Nukem is not exactly like the most PC character in the world. That being said, if you're looking at someone that has the frame to play Duke Nukem, John Cena has absolutely the frame to play Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Not just that, John Cena. If you brought up the topic of Trainwreck, what was the number one thing John Cena did really well in that film? He took really inappropriate comedy, and he made it work for him.
Yep.
And personally, I would say with that, I'm actually kind of excited to see John Cena play Duke Nukem. That being said, I'm not as excited to see John Cena play Duke Nukem as I would be to see John Cena play Shazam.
Shazam!
Well, we already covered that in our first episode.
No, I know. But just for me personally, John Cena playing Shazam, he's a fucking giant dude and he's like a big kid at the same time. That's what works so well about that. You know, Duke Nukem, like, just as a dichotomy, you know, you got to play like the most raunchy guy ever, or you got to play a kid playing a guy in an adult's body. You know, to me personally, John Cena would be a better fit playing an adult in a kid in an adult's body, comparatively with Duke Nukem. But I do think that he'll do a decent job as Duke Nukem. It depends on how the script is written.
Yeah.
And to be frank with you, with the way that it goes with comic book movies, I don't think it's going to go very well for him. But you know, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right. Well, here you go, Ryan. Next question, and I hope you're happy with this one. So Ryan Reynolds has just announced that with his production company, he is going to produce and star in a new film version of Clue, the classic the classic board game from I don't know when. Of course, made into a movie with Tim Curry and so many other great actors. He's going to produce and star in this movie, which will be written by his Deadpool writers, Paul Warnick and Rhett Reese, which seems to be his guys because they're writing everything he's in nowadays. Hunter, what do you think of a Clue movie starring Ryan Reynolds?
Is that to me?
Yes.
Again, I'm excited. I used to play Clue all the time. Ryan Reynolds is a great actor, and the fact that you have the writers behind Deadpool, you can tell that this is going to be more of a mystery meets comedy, and I'm excited for this because, like I said before, like when Ryan Reynolds cares about a project, he puts his heart into it. I mean, look at Deadpool. Deadpool was dead after X-Men Origins. He fought his ass off to get Deadpool back in the movie theaters, and it worked so perfectly. Hopefully, this is what we get in Clue, but, you know, we'll see. But, yeah, I'm excited for a Clue movie.
All right. Ryan, buy or sell a Clue movie starring Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, so we are playing buy or sell. Okay. I can get with this. I like this game a lot.
You started it. You started it.
All right. I guess I was the instigator. Anyway, I said once again, I'm going to sell this because you can't. There are some films that you can't touch. There are some films you shouldn't touch, and there are some films you can't
And what are
reboot,
those? Clue?
sequelize, or remake. So the original with Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd, Michael McKean, and a whole bunch of others, you can't touch it. You can't touch it. So no, I sell this. I don't care. This is a terrible idea for Hollywood. They need to come up with something original for once in their lives, and not just reboot everything. So this isn't going to work.
The topic of originality another time because I've got some thoughts on that. But
yeah, I sell this.
Your buddy John Rocco would disagree about Clue. But anyways,
whatever.
Sean,
movie can be rebooted as long as it's a good reboot.
All right, Sean, what do you buy or sell a Clue movie starring and produced by Ryan Reynolds?
This is challenging to say because, okay, let's say that it is a fantastic remake. Then yeah, absolutely buy it. But in a lot of the different ways that Ryan is describing, in the way that it could go wrong, I completely agree with him. It depends on who winds up getting cast outside of Ryan Reynolds. Because Ryan Reynolds is always going to be a fast-talking, smart guy who's going to be endlessly charming. But everyone else around him is really going to dictate what the film is like. You know, yeah, I'm not in the William Bibiani camp where it's like, oh, Clue is a comedy classic and you should never fucking touch it whatsoever. I'm really not with that. But I gotta say, like, I mean, if they do it right, then yes. But if they don't, then yeah, I gotta be in vehement agreement with Ryan where I say fuck that. But once again, it's entirely dependent on one of two things, and I'm going to leave myself a bit in the middle on this one because I understand where both people are coming from.
Oh yeah,
and that may seem like a cop out, but at the same time, I really got to say, like, having seen Clue, I understand Ryan's position on leave it the fuck alone. To me, it would be like someone going like, "Hey, we're gonna remake A Fish Called Wanda," and it's like, why the fuck would you do? Why would you do that? You know, it's my favorite comedy of all time. Why would you do that? And then someone was just like, just because of the sake of doing it. You know, and so I get Ryan's position, but I also get Hunter's position, and yeah, I'm really left a bit in the middle on this one. If you stuck a gun to my head, I'd probably side with I would probably side with Ryan in the fact where it was like, you know, I just don't want people fucking with things, and I do want people to come up with an original idea. But,
I mean, trust me,
that's just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but like, I look at it like this: like reboots, as long as like, let's say that they make a great Clue remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Now you have two movies that are great. You have the original, and now you have a great remake on top of that. So I look at it like if it's great, now you know that's great. You have two great movies to watch. If it's bad, then it doesn't really hurt anything because you still have your original to watch.
Yeah, I mean that's true somewhat, but I mean okay. So with a remake that worked out super well, we'll go with 21 Jump Street, for example. Okay, so that worked out amazingly well.
It wasn't a remake; it was a TV show to begin with. But
yeah, okay, Hunter, just. I'm literally trying to age your point, and now you're fucking me over. So thanks a billion on that one. Or if you're gonna go if you're gonna go with something like the Blues Brothers, you know, 2001.
Yeah.
Completely fucked over the entire franchise.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
It's just in the way that the people who are working on the material wind up handling that. That's at the end of the day, that's the way it goes. But sorry, Chance, I'm fucking like just blathering on. You fucking do your thing, brother.
You should have been
in our next story.
You should have been here on the RJ episode. That was crazy. All right, our next story is so Ed Neumeyer, the writer of the original RoboCop and Starship Troopers, the original, has stated that he is working on a in-continuity sequel to the original RoboCop. So I'm going to start first. RoboCop is one of my favorite action movies, like of all time. I think that's one of the few films in history that I consider to be perfect. I think that movie is amazing. It's a great satire. It's a great action movie. 2 and 3 are bad, and the remake shit is just it's god awful.
And
It's the Duke Nukem Forever of RoboCop. It's the Duke Nukem Forever of RoboCop movies. And I think I don't know if it's too late for RoboCop. I do think if you're going to get someone who understands what the original RoboCop was about, it's going to be this guy. So I'm buying this with about keeping the receipts in case I want to return it. So Ryan, buy or sell a RoboCop sequel from the original writer?
Okay, I finally got around to seeing the original RoboCop not too long ago, and then I think it was RoboCop 2. Then I saw the reboot, the 2014, I think it was, of RoboCop. So I've seen all the different iterations of this character, at least for the most part. I didn't see RoboCop 3. I know people throw it under a bus, but I'm kind of a completist, so I want to go back and watch RoboCop 3 just to say I've seen them all. I think it's for this kind of a film. Look, RoboCop was a hard R, violent, brutal look at what our future could be, and I dig it. I dig that. Give me an R-rated film. Don't give me this, dancing around the bushes PG-13 rated film. No. Go hard R. But for me, I think it's kind of too little too late for me. I mean, then again, if the movie comes out and it knocks my socks off, I'll eat crow, which I wouldn't mind doing, especially for a film like this. But I think it's too little too late. They tried with the reboot. It didn't really work out all that well. I thought the reboot was it wasn't great, but I thought it was good for what it was. I thought it was decent anyway. And I got what they were trying to do, even with a PG-13 rating. But for me, I think it's too little too late. So I think I'm going to go with you, Chance, and I'm going to hesitantly buy, but I am keeping the receipt. So I want to sell it. Part of me sells it, but the other half of me kind of buys it. So I guess I'm the Bendu of this situation. I'm in the middle somewhere. I'm like a gray Jedi or something. We'll see.
All right. Hunter, buy or sell a RoboCop remake? Not remake. RoboCop sequel with the original writer.
So I've seen the first RoboCop movie. So props on that. Haven't seen the second and third one, and I didn't really care about the reboot. So the reboot didn't look interesting to me. It just looked like, a watered down version of the original movie. But again, I'm gonna side with Ryan and Chance. This is just it's a little late. It's actually way too late. And I don't really think you need one, to be honest. It's just me. I'm gonna sell it, but I could be proven wrong. I could walk in the movie theaters and fucking have a great time. I don't know until we actually see the movie, but right now I'm selling it because, again, it's too late, and I don't think you really need a sort of sequel.
All right. And, Sean is muted, so I'm not sure if we...
Sorry.
We
Give
can
me
go to
one
him.
second.
No, it's okay.
Problem with the cat?
Yeah, problem with the cat. I'm actually not.
This is why you get a dog.
Oh, you have cats at your house? What are you, like Catman?
No, my sister is Catwoman basically at this point. Basically.
Okay. Leave that to the family.
This is why you get a dog.
No, cats are better.
1 second.
Okay.
So about those Eagles.
Okay.
Sorry. RoboCop, Sean?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so you back? Sean, you back?
Commercial break on aisle 3.
All right.
Sponsored by.
Let's move on. Cat.
Sponsored by Sean's cat. Yes.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's move on. We can get Sean's thoughts about RoboCop later. Another story we have today. It's another sort of sequel news. So, anyways, it was announced. It was announced a while back that Mike Flanagan, the director of Oculus, Ouija, Origin of Evil, Hush, Gerald's Game, this is a guy who is like quietly becoming one of the best horror directors working today. It was announced to be directing a adaptation of Stephen King's Doctor Sleep, which for those of you who don't know, Doctor Sleep is actually it's actually a sequel to The Shining. So this movie would actually be a sequel to Stephen King's The Shining. So Hunter, I don't know why I'm asking you this, but have you seen The Shining, and what do you think? Do you buy or sell Doctor Sleep, the adaptation?
$5 says he doesn't. He hasn't seen it.
Well, you would lose the bet. I have seen
20.
it.
Darn it!
Oh shit!
I love that movie, man. I love The Shining.
Okay.
Sequel? I'm down to it, man. Doctor Sleep. I've heard of it. I haven't read the book, so not really sure what time of place it's taken, to be honest. But
okay, well, I can explain that to you real quick.
shit.
And Hunter's gone. What? Okay, well, Hunter's back. Okay, so let me explain it to you real quick. So this movie pretty much follows Danny Torrance. It follows Danny Torrance as an adult, and he's developing his powers, and then he meets a little girl who also has the ability to shine. So it's pretty much the story of him and this little girl. So what would you say about what do you have to say about it now?
Holy shit, man. And older Danny Torrance. I'm down to see that, man. Especially as you pointed out, he still has his powers, stuff like that. And man, like Mike Flanagan, I believe I said that name right, correct? I don't want to.
Yes. Yes, you
Huh? Okay.
Yes.
I loved Gerald's Game. And Ouija 2 was actually pretty damn good, considering Ouija 1 was garbage, man. So yeah, I'm excited. You got a great director, you got a great story, and I don't know why, but Stephen King movies nowadays, starting with It, Gerald's Game, it seems to be like each of them have been either good or great. So now I hope Doctor Sleep continues that road, and it's a great movie, and we just, excited for it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like you're saying, like the recent track record of Stephen King movies. Dark Tower was fucking awful.
Oh,
so we can't include it. Can't include that one. Ryan, buy or sell Doctor Sleep, the adaptation?
As someone who did see The Shining and thought it was just okay, I don't think it's one of the greatest of all time. I wouldn't put it in my top 100 or anything like that. I mean, it was fine for what it was, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
Resident Evil's awesome.
Yeah, it is. In its own unique, special way. I'm gonna sell this. I think it's way too little and too late. Way too late for this. I don't think there's really an interest in it. I don't think anyone really cares, and if they do, fine. But this is not something I'm gonna sign on the dotted line for. So I'm gonna have to sell it. Next question, please.
Yeah. And speaking for me, as someone I love the original Shining. The original Shining. The problem is The Shining is not a faithful adaptation of the actual book.
Yeah.
So if you're basing off of that, so you're essentially making a sequel to where you haven't accurately made the original, which is that yields a problem. But I'm actually gonna I'm gonna buy this with the right to sell, just because I do love Mike Flanagan as a director. I think the dude's really talented, especially in the horror genre. It's like him, James Wan, some of the best directors working today. I'm gonna buy this. I have faith in the dude. Do we got Sean back yet, so we can get some input on this story? He's still dealing with his cat, so we're gonna move on.
Well, can't hear him.
Yeah, Sean's muted, so.
No, can't hear you, Sean. Your mic is muted. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Oh,
Can you
there you are.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that.
Yes.
Just okay. Let's be frank. I'm a gigantic Kubrick fan.
Uh-oh.
That's true.
So, with that, I'm going to second chance on this one. I'm looking forward to this one, even though I'm skeptical about it. Look, let's be frank about this. Stephen King, what's the one film that he made where he felt as though Stephen King was done right?
Maximum Overdrive.
Well, yeah, it was Maximum
Oh
Overdrive.
boy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And of course the TV series of The Shining,
Which was entirely made by him.
Yep.
So I gotta say, like, do I trust Stephen King with Stephen King's material? Not necessarily, but I'm gonna be looking forward to it if we get like an awesome fucking material when it comes to this new stuff. So I mean, that's just the way I'm going. But yeah.
Moving on. Another BuzzFeed news. So we've known for a while that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to be making an adaptation of Disney's Jungle Cruise, the ride, and Emily Blunt has just signed on to the movie. So I feel like I know what he's going to say, but Ryan, buy or sell the Jungle Cruise movie with Emily Blunt and The Rock?
I'm actually gonna surprise the audience just a little bit here. I'm gonna wait and see kind of thing because movies based on rides never really work out well, except for that one Pirates movie that worked out very, very well. And it's an excellent film, but the sequels, they don't count because they're not canon and they're garbage. They are, yeah, they're garbage.
I'm actually a Pirates apologist. That's just me.
Oh, that's okay. But anyway, Jungle Cruise depends on the trailer. If the trailer's good and I buy the trailer, I'll see your movie. But if the trailer's a piece of junk, then I'm not going to see your movie. I'm not going to give it the time of day. And I don't care what kind of actors you have in there. Granted, I love Emily Blunt because everybody loves Emily Blunt. That's just the way life is, folks. Get with it. Her being in this movie, yeah, fine. But that's not selling me. The trailer has to sell me, and it's got to sell me really well. Otherwise, I'm going to exit stage left, and I'm going to go oh, sorry, I pointed the wrong direction. Exit stage left, go somewhere else, and not worry about it ever again.
For the record, let me just say, I like the first three kind of. I can take it from there.
Get out of here.
I like the first one. That's it.
First one is gold. Everything else doesn't count.
Sean, buy or sell the Emily Blunt in?
I'm gonna sell for right now. I'm really at a torn position because the fact of the matter is, I think Emily Blunt is like the Linda Hamilton of our generation. To be frank with you, I think that she is genuinely the best action actress. No qualms about it, and like hands down, she is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, she is.
But I just can't get behind something like this. And that's just my opinion. But yeah.
All right. So, and Hunter, buyers. I have a feeling I know exactly what you're going to buyers Jungle Cruise.
Well, I mean, we have done over 10 episodes of this, so the audience knows where this is going. There's nothing wrong with adding great talent.
Great talent. Yeah.
That's been my catchphrase for forever, but it's very true though. Emily Blunt, fucking great actress, great action actress. The Rock, yes, Baywatch fucking sucks, but the dude has so much charisma, and the dude can fucking act. Don't know much about what the story's gonna be, but I'm buying this because again, you have great talent. And that's really what we're debating here. Buying or selling the talent of, everybody. And those two names, I'm buying it.
All right. Buy for me too. I think, look, The Rock is someone who, he made mistakes, but when he sets sights on a project, it usually turns out pretty positive. I look at like Jumanji from last year, which everyone thought was going to suck, and it ended up being really good.
Really good.
So I know Ryan except for Ryan, who refused to see it because he's a Robin Williams apologist. I'm sorry, Ryan. Patch Adams sucks. But I'm buying Emily Blunt and Jungle Cruise.
Emily Cruz? Is that what
All
it's
right.
called?
Emily Blunt, Emily Cruz.
Emily Cruz. I can make up a song about that.
Our next story. So it is announced that Sony has essentially tabled the Men in Black MIB 23, the 21 Jump Street crossover for now, in favor of a reboot. And they just announced the director, which will be F. Gary Gray, of course, of Straight Outta Compton, Friday, and most recently the Fate of the Furious fame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go first. I buy this. I think Men in Black is a property that could use some rebooting. I do love the first movie. Second one's bad, but the third one's pretty good. It's an all right watch. And F. Gary Gray, phenomenally talented director. So yeah, I am buying F. Gary Gray's Men in Black reboot. Hunter, buy or sell F. Gary Gray's Men in Black reboot.
Oh, I'm definitely buying it. I love the first Men in Black movie. I still now go back and rewatch it every year because there's something just fun about Men in Black movies. It's something you can sit back, you can enjoy. It's highly funny, has a lot of great action. The second one, not so much. The third one I felt was really enjoyed it. This reboot, again, as Chance said, Men in Black is a franchise and is a movie that you can reboot, and especially with a director like F. Gary Gray. You know, I love Straight Outta Compton. That was one of my favorite movies of that year. I liked Fate of the Furious because I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan, and I thought it was, great and fun. I love Friday too, so I mean, 3 for 3 for me, and yeah, I'm excited. So I'm definitely excited.
All right, Ryan, buy or sell F. Gary Gray's Men in Black.
For me, for someone who's a bit of a fan of this director in particular, he directed 2 of my favorite action films, one of them being The Italian Job, another one being A Man Apart with Vin Diesel, which was one of probably Vin Diesel's only really good actual acting performances in his entire career. Because in the Fast and Furious movies, let's face facts, Jack, he's just playing himself, really.
True.
I mean, it's a cash grab for him. It's a paycheck. But hey, people got to eat, son. I get it. So for this, I love the first Man in Black. It holds a special place in my heart because it's a '90s film, and I grew up in a lot of us grew up in the greatest decade known to man, known as the '90s, son. But 2, it's a very forgettable movie. 3, I didn't even bother with because the trailer was stupid and a franchise that was beyond repair. So I say, let it die, let it fizzle, do something else with your life. Don't reboot something that doesn't need to be touched. Just move on, Sony, please. Get some new ideas. Don't let the Sony hacks ruin your studio because they've already did a bit of that already. So let's try to clean up the mess here, people. Wake up and smell some coffee. I sell it.
I mean, Sony doesn't need people to ruin their studio. They're kind of doing that by themselves. I mean, just last year, their best movie last year was one somebody else made for them.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, though, I am excited for Venom coming out this year, so hopefully they can get back on the right track.
All right, Sean, buy or sell Men in Black reboot from F. Gary Gray.
Okay. I'm a touch torn on this one because, everyone's mentioned the fact that it's like, oh, some of the fucking, Fast and Furious directors, they wound up screwing things up. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, John Singleton did Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, and yeah, we can all admit that wasn't the best film in the world. Okay,
No,
but
I liked it.
Yes.
No, it was fun. That's the whole thing.
I really like Too Fast, Too Furious a lot. I really like it.
Okay.
But that's okay.
That being said, let's look at F. Gary Gray's entire body of work. I think that comparatively with the fact that I heard rumors about Vin Diesel doing this next movie, in terms of being the director, I will take F. Gary Gray
Yeah.
over that any day of the fucking week. Any day of the year, any day of the fucking millennia. I will take F. Gary Gray doing that over Vin Diesel. Because, like, look, let's face it, Vin Diesel's not a bad actor. I mean, he's had some fantastic voice roles with both Groot and the Iron Giant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's not.
In which he barely spoke in both.
Yeah, I'm aware, but let me finish my point on this one, okay? He also wound up directing a film that no one gave a fuck about. And it's to the point where, like, if I have the choice of who's going to direct Fast 9 now at this point, if it's going to be F. Gary Gray, a guy who has like some serious fucking ability to not only direct a feature film, but who has way more experience rather than directing a short film, because if I'm not mistaken, the last thing Vin Diesel wound up directing was a short film. I'm going to go with F. Gary Gray. Not just that, let's face it, some of the funnier moments that are going to happen in Fast 9 are going to be like, oh shit, like in Friday. Okay, who's going to deny that at this point? Like, I would say personally, I will go with F. Gary Gray over damn near anybody outside of like maybe Justin Lin, who has just had the most experience in directing these films.
Right.
Overall. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion, and yeah, that's it.
All right, so you're buying F. Gary Gray's Men in Black reboot?
Yeah, I'm halfway buying it because I don't dig it that much, but yeah, I'll buy it for sure.
Keep the receipt though.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to keep the receipt, no question about it.
Keep all those receipts, son.
Yeah.
All right. So our next story and our last story in randomized news. So Chris Pratt for a while has been attached to an adaptation of the Image comic Cowboy Ninja Viking, and it was announced earlier this week that they've just secured a director in Michelle McLaren, who she hasn't really directed a lot of movies. The bulk of her work has been in TV. But here's the thing, though. The thing about Michelle McLaren, though, she was originally tapped to do Wonder Woman, and then for whatever reason, they let her go. Personally, I buy this story and I buy this movie because the comic is made for you guys in case you haven't read it. Cowboy Ninja Viking essentially split meets Blade Runner, in that it's a future in which these people are bred, and they're essentially they're called triplets because they have 3 different personality traits that kind of make up who they are. And then a bunch of them go rogue, and Chris Pratt's character has to hunt them. And he has the attributes of a cowboy, a ninja, and a Viking. But there's also there's an army staff sergeant, sniper. There's other things too. There's crazy things there's a staff sergeant, Shaolin monk, clothing designer, and other crazy stuff like that. So I think this could be a really cool movie. Chris Pratt's really excited about it. I think she has a very capable director. She directed some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad, Westworld, Game of Thrones. I'm buying this story. Hunter, do you buy Michelle McLaren directing Cowboy Ninja Viking?
Who's that for, me?
Yes. Yes, Hunter.
Oh, indifferent about this one again because I don't know the source material and I don't know the director. I'm going in there optimistic because I do like the sound of the title. It sounds like it could be a badass action film. I just don't know how to feel about this because, again, I don't know the source material nor the director. So I'm going in there optimistically looking to have fun. But that's really all I can give you right now.
All right. Ryan, Buy or sell Cowboy Ninja Viking?
For Cowboy Ninja Viking, it really depends on the trailer because I don't know anything about the source material. I don't know much about Michelle McLaren. I haven't seen the shows that she's directed episodes of. I'm sorry, I'm behind the eight ball on a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves. But it really depends on the trailer. If this is a straight up comedy and a Chris Pratt show, I'm not interested. I want to see Chris Pratt do drama. He's done comedy for far too long. I want to see him stretch his wings, do something other than comedy so that I can take him seriously as an actor. Because anyone, you can do comedy, that's fine. But if you don't do something else to advance your skill set and your repertoire, I'm not gonna give a crap. So it really depends on what they do with the movie number 1 and number 2. It depends on the trailer. Sell me on the trailer, I'll see it, and if not, I'll get out of here. So for now, I'm gonna sell it with the right to buy it later, if that makes any lick of sense whatsoever. I don't think you can do that in stores, folks. So don't take this to the bank.
Yeah, you can't do that in stores.
Yeah, don't do it at the store. But we'll see what happens.
Come back and buy it later.
I'm not the biggest Chris Pratt fan right now because he hasn't done anything really to really knock my socks off and say, oh, this guy's a great actor. He hasn't done it yet, but I want to be proven wrong. And maybe Cowboy Ninja Viking will be it. We don't know. It depends on where they take the story. So we'll see.
Okay, Ryan, before I go to Sean, I got to ask, are you an actor?
I have acted several times, yes.
Yeah, well, then you should know comedy is actually a lot harder than drama.
It is.
It's easier.
It is, but for me, it's a subjective thing. Though comedy is a subjective thing, and for his comedy, I don't buy it. I just don't buy his brand of comedy. But we'll see what he does with this one.
Also, comedy's a lot harder than drama, and also you do know he's been in 3 Best Picture nominees, right?
Well, one of them was Passengers, wasn't it?
So, no.
What were the
Best Picture nominees?
Yeah, but which 3 were they again?
He was in Moneyball, he was in Zero Dark 30, and he was in Her.
Okay, Moneyball, he was in for like. He was
great in all 3.
Okay, Moneyball, he was in for like 2 seconds, and I didn't even know who he was.
No, he was in a good amount of that movie.
Yeah, but he was only on screen for like 2 minutes. What was the other one? Oh, Zero Dark 30, he was good in. That was fine. And then what was the other one? What was the third one?
Her.
Oh, I didn't even know he was in that, so I haven't seen that movie yet, but I do want to see that. That's on my list. So we'll see. Right now, I'm not the biggest Chris Pratt fan, but he was fine in Zero Dark 30, but that's only one movie. I need to see him do a lot. I need to see more of his work. But that's on me, though. That's my homework.
All right, Sean, buy Viking.
I'm going to buy it. I think Chris Pratt is one of the most underrated actors when it comes to almost anything. I mean, look, at the end of the day, okay, we all watched Passengers, correct?
I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers.
Yeah, Passengers. He's actually really.
I want to see it though. He is phenomenal in Passengers.
He's really good at Passengers.
Like okay, I'm not spoiling anything for you, Ryan, but the moment where he is entirely by himself and he winds up opening up that door and he holds the hand of that spacesuit. Because that is the closest thing he's gotten to any physical human interaction within the last 2 years of his life.
Yeah.
The way that he actually portrays that is phenomenal. And so for me, I got to say, Chris Pratt is a fucking brilliant actor, and I think that a lot of people don't give him enough respect in that regard. And so, yeah. And
I'm not down with the dude's talent, and I'm by the way, if you guys know, I'm slightly buying this because I am excited for the movie. And again, Chris Pratt is a kick-ass actor.
Oh, he's brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant. But just for me, as someone that, like, treasures performance over like damn near anything else, because that's what I've grown up with, I gotta say, Chris Pratt is damn near the fucking man. Because so many people fucking just totally look over him. They just go like, oh yeah, no, he's a good comedy actor, and I don't have to look at anything else. And he is so brilliant in his dramatic work that you forget about it completely. It's like that moment in 50-50. So, Chance, you've seen 50-50, right?
Yeah, the one with Justin Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, the moment where
Yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character Adam takes him home, and then he's taking a piss in the bathroom. He looks over to the right of him, and all he sees is this book that says "How to Deal with Cancer Together." That to me is so much of what Chris Pratt's performance in Passengers is like, to be honest with you, because people forget about how good it is. People really do. People totally space on the fact that he took so much fucking thought into that performance, and no one really appreciates it in the way that he was aiming for. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm totally off base in that regard, but I gotta say, for me personally, yeah, that it's one of the best performances of the last few years, no question about it.
wow, bold statement.
Mhm.
All right, so that is it for miscellaneous news. Now we go on to the brand recognition stuff. Let's start off.
We're
with
not even halfway finished, ladies and gentlemen.
We actually are. There's actually a lot less stories than other stuff. So let's start with the galaxy far, far away. We have some Star Wars news. First of all, this is a few weeks old, but we haven't been doing a show for a while, so give us a fucking break. Last Jedi has already been pulled from theaters in China. Well, this isn't a buy or sell. I just want to get your thoughts on this. Here's the thing, though. Okay, look, China. The way the Chinese movie industry works is they only let about, I think as of right now, they'll let like 20 to 30 foreign movies into the country, unless they're 3D, unless they don't count. I think they're expanding to 50. But also, China is not always the best. China can be a savior for your movie, but they're not always the best indicator of like quality films. Like some of the highest grossing movies in China are fucking awful. Like it's Fate of the Furious, Transformers. So that's the reason we keep getting those movies, Transformers mostly. So Hunter, you see the box office. You see the fact that Last Jedi hasn't pulled from China. What does that tell you about the movie and the Chinese box office in general?
See, this is where I'm kind of torn because on one end, I think here in the U.S. it did killer. Am I correct?
Yes, it is the number one grossing movie of the U.S. of 2017 domestically.
There you go. It killed in the U.S. In China, I don't know what was going on, but yeah, this is kind of weird because I'm not used to talking about like box office shit. So maybe it just didn't make what people over in China was expecting it to make. I don't know. I mean, I like the movie, but yeah, I'm not really the best person to talk about this, but.
All right. Well, I'll go to Ryan next. Ryan, you look at this Chinese box office for Last Jedi. What does that tell you?
It tells me that it was not the will of the Force for that movie to be playing in China and for the China audience to see it. Hey, bad things happen. Sometimes theaters don't want to show the movie. Sometimes theaters want to take a movie out of their theater, and it's just the way it crumbles, cookie-wise. So it doesn't affect me. I'm not losing any money. But hey, The Last Jedi still made plenty of money, so no one's crying over at Disney, and they never will cry because they're going to continue to make moolah until we're all dead and buried. So no one's really drawn up a sad face emoji, unless you're the Emoji Movie, but that's a different story.
That's a whole different story. Yeah, I think an inherent thing because like you look at Last Jedi, it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of like ideology and discussion of like the wills of the Force and all that. Problem is though, that stuff doesn't translate well to foreign audiences, which is that's a problem. That's why I think like Transformers do so well overseas because explosions travel well, physical comedy travels well. So I think that's an inherent problem. So Sean, do you got any thoughts on this Chinese box office Force Awakens? Not Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
Okay, well, I said something earlier in regards to Force Awakens, in terms of the box office. There's a few things that go with this. Number
For
one,
Last Jedi.
or sorry, Last Jedi. My bad. But okay, with Last Jedi, there's a few challenging things that go into it, and it's the fact that, from what I have read, China tends not to gravitate towards a black lead character, and that's one thing I have read from a number of different sources, and I don't know why the reason for that is, but it may have affected the overall box office total for Last Jedi. And like I said, I don't know why it may be, but it may have affected that at the end of the day. And so I'm not the best person to ask about this, because I'm gonna be the type of person where it's like, I don't give a fuck at the end of the day what you choose to fucking do with your, with whatever it is you choose to do in terms of fucking essentially anything, because Hunter can tell you this right now. When we were on the same panel, right, I said Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Wow.
Outside of what? Empire Strikes Back.
Oof.
Yeah. And Ryan still has that woof fucking moment.
That's
He's
a bold
like,
statement.
Okay, man. Here's the thing. Neither of us were really around in 1983.
Well, that's
to actually go like, oh, well, we can make an actual. We can make a totally observant position with, Empire Strikes Back, or rather, Return of the Jedi. It's like, yeah, we can totally be objective on that one. Don't get me wrong. I was fucking 6 years old when I saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, therefore, I'm not going to be able to be objective on that one. I love that movie. I fucking adore that movie, but it's not going to be the same thing as I view when I'm, 24 years old. That's the whole thing. And so, yeah.
So, moving on, this is a buy or sell story right here. Not been officially confirmed yet, but it's being heavily hinted that the very first trailer for Solo will drop this coming Monday on Good Morning America. So, I buy this just because, look, we're already in February. This due to come out at the end of May. So they got to start getting that advertising in as soon as possible so they can make that $150 million on opening weekend, which I've gone on record saying it will make. I am predicting Solo will make 150 opening weekend. So, Hunter, buy or sell. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to Ryan first. Ryan, buy or sell the Solo trailer dropping Monday?
Well, Good Morning America's had a habit of getting the first look at certain films in recent years. More recently,
for good reason.
Yeah, for Disney films, because it's ABC. Disney owns everything. Let's face facts. Good platform for them. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't put any stock in these rumors. I don't put any stock in what people are saying online. I'm going to believe it when I see it. I'm going to watch the trailer like everybody else. I'm going to try to keep an open mind about it. I'm going to, judge it for what it is when it comes out. I don't care if it's on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't care if it's on Monday. I don't care if it's on a Tuesday. I don't care if it's Friday night at 2:30 in the morning. I don't care. I don't care for this movie. I'm still going to see it, but I really don't care for it. Should never have been made in the first place. But yeah, I don't believe these rumors, so I'm going to say sell for now. But when the trailer eventually does come out, whenever that may be, I'm going to watch the trailer and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Solo. We don't know yet. We'll tell it to Country Club.
I think I'm the only person in the world that has faith in this movie.
Yeah, you're the only person who has faith.
Hunter.
No, you're not the only one. I have faith in this movie.
Never mind, Hunter does too.
I mean, I have faith in all movies because forget about that. I'm not going, psychological on you, but I'm gonna sell it up Monday with Ryan because I'll believe it when I see it. It's just you keep hinting at, oh, we're dropping it this time, Just go ahead and drop the fucking trailer and get this campaign rolling. May is coming up. The movie is coming out soon. You need to give people some sort of taste to see this is what we're going for. This is what the movie's going to be about. And trust me, when that trailer comes out, good or bad, people will know what this movie is going to be.
All right. And Sean, buy or sell the fact that the Solo trailer is going to be dropping Monday.
Oh, god damn it. I'm literally in the middle on this one because I think you guys have made excellent points. Not only excellent points, but I think you guys have made points to where it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to support this trailer after I'm done, chatting with this about you guys? But I mean, oh fuck it. All right, I'm done. Yeah, no, I gotta say, you guys are both spot on. I really do think you guys are both spot on. And
thank you, Sean. We are here to help you.
No, look, I'm not one to kiss ass or anything like that. Like, anyone that actually knows me fucking knows that I'm not one to just be like, oh yeah, you were fucking awesome in this regard or whatever the fuck it is. But I'm it's just one of those things where like I'm gonna be as honest as possible on this one. Mm-hmm. I think you guys are both, or rather all three, are all spot on in the way that you wound up doing this shit. I have no way to fucking dispute you. That's it. I have no way to dispute you whatsoever.
I've never seen someone argue so passionately about being indifferent.
It's so enthusiastic.
No, it's not being indifferent. It's me being fucking passionate about the fact that it's like, you know what? I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. By the way, wait until you fucking hear Grant. Wait until you hear Grant on this one. He'll be like, "Yep, I'm fucking wrong on this one too."
Should be interesting.
It just comes down to the marketing strategy needs to start now.
Get that first. Should have started months ago.
And get that shit moving.
Absolutely. All right, so moving on. In the grand tradition of this show, let's take out the trash. Let's talk about DC.
and
Justice League sucks, Hunter.
Wait, hold on. Let's take about DC. Let's take out the trash on DC in what regard? In terms of the movies or the fucking comics? Because we will fuck your day up.
Mostly the movies.
Okay. Mostly the movies. Okay.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Okay. Now I see where you're getting at.
All right. What's the question?
The movies and also fuck Gotham. All right, keep going.
Hey, fuck Gotham. I agree with you on that one. Okay, fine. That's totally cool.
All right, here we go. So our very first DC story. So the Flashpoint movie has apparently found its directors. It's kind of funny. So it is going to be the directing duo of John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein.
Yeah.
Of course, the guys behind they wrote Horrible Bosses. They directed The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and of course, Vacation. They wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming, and they are directing Game Night, starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, which comes out this March. Actually, it comes out next month. It comes out this month, actually. So,
yeah, people are done.
Hunter, do you? Actually, I'll go to Sean first. Sean, do you buy or sell these directing duos?
The fact that the two of them are doing it, yeah,
Oh, cut out there.
Did we lose him?
Okay, it's happening for you too.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
didn't know it was
can't.
just
Yeah.
me. Let's okay. While that figures out, let's go at Ryan first. Ryan, do you buy or sell this directing duo tackling Flashpoint?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they direct the Vacation remake?
They did direct it, yes.
Okay. Wow. I didn't see the movie, but I didn't hear nice things about it. So
No, it's not good.
I heard it was garbage, but yeah, I'll sell this. This movie shouldn't even be made. If Flash is going to get a movie, make it a solo Flash movie. Don't make it about Flashpoint.
Okay.
Flashpoint
No,
is
hold on.
something that's like 50 years down the line.
I'll counter you in one regard. It should, yeah, like you're right. It should be made, just not right now. That should not be the very first Flash movie.
Right. Flash should be a smaller movie about a singular story with a singular character, a bunch of characters. So yeah. So I sell this. Yeah, I sell this. I don't care right now.
All right, Hunter, buy or sell the directing duo of Francis Daly and Goldstein directing The Flash?
Well, again, I'm going to disagree with you guys that as long as they make a great Flashpoint movie and it's a great movie, then I'll be okay with it.
No, bullshit, Hunter. Like structurally, in the continuum of this universe, making a Flashpoint movie as the very first Flash movie makes no goddamn sense.
Agreed.
Like, I will fight you to the death on that one.
If DCEU is as bad as people say it is, then people should want Flashpoint, because then they can reboot from there and they could do great stuff with that.
Isn't that kind of like the third X-Men movie being Days of Future Past? Like that's essentially what this is. No, because that doesn't. No, it does not flow with the narrative.
By itself.
I mean, that's like making Batman vs Superman the second movie of your franchise. Oh wait.
Every fucking time. Well, again, I'm indifferent on this one because I don't know these guys as directors. Like you said, they directed Vacation, which I did not see. But like Ryan, I've heard not so nice things about it, to say the least. Right now, I'm indifferent about it.
Right, I hope it's
good. It's good.
Next topic.
Next topic. We cannot get Sean's input, but we're gonna sell this for Sean. Well, that's how good of friends we are.
We miss you, Sean.
We will sell this for you, buddy. We miss you. All right.
Back to us, Sean.
So speaking of Justice League, which was a complete failure and should not be on Hunter's list at all.
Hey.
Word has come out that there is going to be no quote unquote Snyder cut of the movie, and that the Justice movie we have is going to be the Justice movie we have from now till the end of time. Great. If there's anything I want to see when I think Justice League movie, it's that. So, yeah, Hunter, because we'll go to Ryan first. Ryan, what do you think of Justice League not putting out a quote-unquote Snyder cut?
Quote-unquote.
I know. It's unfortunate. I hope they do come out with one in a couple years or a couple decades when I'm much older and grayer with gray hair or something. I don't know. It bums me out. It does, but I'm still going to buy the Blu-ray because I did enjoy Justice League to a certain extent. I didn't think it was terrible by any means. It had a lot of problems, but it wasn't terrible. And I still liked it. I'm going to add it to my DC film collection like I've done with every other film in the DC cinematic universe, or what's left of it. So,
oh, you bought Suicide Squad? Of
course I did. I wanted to see the extended cut.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I saw it. It was
so
fine.
much worse.
I know.
Oh, no, it's so much worse.
The theatrical cut to me was better than the extended cut, but whatever. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'll still buy it on Blu-ray in a couple months because I'm a DC fan and I like the movie for what it was. So, it is what it is.
Seems like Sean logged out of here real quick. He should be back in just a minute.
Should be back. Anyways, Hunter, Snyder cut of Justice League. What are your thoughts on that?
I saw it coming. I mean, I kind of knew that they weren't going to bring out the Snyder cut. The question isn't, did I want to see it? Because of course I do. I actually had so much fun with Justice League like Ryan did. I thought it definitely had its problems. No doubt about that. But the characters I felt worked. They worked together, and it was a fun movie. Like Ryan, I'm probably going to buy it on Blu-ray also. But it does kind of suck because BVS had a great director's cut, which
yes.
free.
Except for Lex Luthor. He was terrible, but everything else was fine.
Yeah. And at least with the extended cut of BVS, you understood Lex's motivation better in the extended cut than you did in the theater cut.
It was still a terrible acting, though.
Yeah, it is, but you kind of understood where it from. But it kind of sucks because I did like the extended cut of BVS, but I'm not surprised about it because I knew that Warner Brothers was not going to come out with an extended cut to begin with.
All right, fair enough. And now we go back to our next story. Ron Cephas Jones, who people recognize from TV This Is Us, Mr. Robot, very talented actor, Emmy nominated for This Is Us, has just been cast as the Wizard in Shazam. Not the Grand Wizard. We'll get to that later. But he's been cast as the Wizard in Shazam, who gives Billy Batson his powers. I like the casting. Like, I'm a huge fan of This Is Us, and Ron Cephas Jones, one of the best part of that about that show. He brings a certain gravitas. He brings a certain. I think he can totally play a mystic wizard dude. First of all, are you a fan? Are you guys fans of This Is Us? We'll go to Ryan. Do you know this actor, and what do you think of the casting?
Yes, this actor is great. I love This Is Us. It's one of my favorite shows on television today. And I'll buy him in this role. I look forward to seeing what he does. I don't know anything about Shazam or the source material. Well, not much anyway about Shazam and the source material, but I look forward to seeing what he brings to the table. We'll see. I buy it.
All right, and Hunter.
I didn't watch This Is Us, but I kind of wanted to. Who does he play in Mr. Robot? Because I've seen a few episodes of that, but
I forgot who he played. I'm being totally honest.
Because to be honest, I'm not sure who this actor is. I mean, as you guys described, I need to go back and check out his work. But I'm just gonna buy this movie in general. Every time that they announce something, it's always a good actor. I mean, you have The Rock as Black Adam, Zachary Levi as Shazam, and the dude's name is what now? I'm sorry.
Ron Cephas Jones.
And him playing the Wizard. I mean, awesome. I'm excited for Aquaman coming out this year, and I hope Shazam is great next year.
All right.
So I'm just going to buy the movie right now.
All right. So that is it for DC. Let's go into some Marvel news, in which we have a lot of Black Panther stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah. People are leaving.
Yeah, everyone's leaving, so it's just me and Hunter now. But we're gonna. Hey, we started this show together. We're gonna finish this show together.
We're all in it together, damn it.
Till the end. Actually, first of all, I'll start with some non-MCU stories first. First of all, we'll start with the X-Men universe. It was announced that, first of all, Hans Zimmer is going to be scoring X-Men: Dark Phoenix. Does make me excited for the movie. I still think I'm still not looking forward to this at all. So Hans Zimmer, great composer. Still not looking forward to this movie. Hunter, thoughts on Hans Zimmer doing the score for X-Men: Dark Phoenix?
Well, unlike you, I'm excited for Dark Phoenix because X-Men 3 cannot be our Dark Phoenix saga. It cannot be. That movie's horrible.
This movie could be just as bad as Last Stand.
I don't think so. I mean, you have a great actress playing Jean Grey / Phoenix and Sophie Turner. You've got who's directing it now? It's
Simon Kinberg.
why am I forgetting the dude's name?
Simon Kinberg.
Yep, Simon Kinberg. Yeah, I'm fucking excited for Dark Phoenix. Hans Zimmer doing the score, great composer, makes me even more excited for the movie.
Ugh, I just do not care about this movie. Like, I'm kind of burnt out on X-Men just because like Apocalypse was just bad.
I liked
Really
Apocalypse.
bad.
I didn't think it was as bad
Really?
as X-Men Origins X3. I thought
That's not saying.
it had great.
Yeah, just because it's not as bad as
Huh?
these, just because it's not as bad as these movies doesn't mean it's not a bad movie in and of itself. Like that was just like X-Men on repeat.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I actually enjoyed it.
Either way, let's move on. Yeah, okay. So X-Men Dark Phoenix win me over because I don't give a fuck about you right now. I'm just being honest.
And
Look,
I do have faith in Sophie Turner. She's a kick-ass actress.
just be better than Justice League. Not a high bar to climb, but just be better than Justice League. I like rubbing salt in the movie because Hunter gets all pissed at me. Okay. Other news. So last time we covered what was it called? New Mutants being pushed back 10 months from its original release. It is now been confirmed by the director that it will be rated PG-13. So Hunter, what are your thoughts on PG-13 New Mutants?
It can work, but you have to feel like Disney is somehow involved with this, making it PG-13. I mean, because the original plan was to make rated R, have it real more of a dark horror rated R feel. You can still do it with PG-13, but I really want to see like a hard, not hard R, but have an R-rated horror New Mutants. And, I mean, I guess I'll buy it right now, but it does kind of suck that we're not getting the rated R New Mutants movie.
Yeah. Well, first of all, as far as the Disney one, I don't think Disney has much input as you think, just because the whole deal isn't like set in stone yet. It's still going through proper channels to make sure it's not a monopoly and all of that. But even then, this movie, yeah, because like there have been some effective horror movies that have been PG-13. Insidious,
Yeah.
Haunting in Connecticut is a good PG-13 horror movie. Poltergeist is a great PG-13 horror movie. Psycho, not even grand PG-13 didn't exist back then, but still, you can get away with a lot in PG-13. Even if that, when you have that, when you're in that box, you can't like have like things like blood or excessive gore. What you have to do as a filmmaker, you gotta be more creative. And I think Josh Boone's a great director. He directed Fault in Our Stars, which I think is a great movie. I'm so excited for New Mutants. I think it could be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that you can make great horror movies rated R, PG-13. Sorry, but I was more excited about not all the gore and the violence, but just the darker themes that you could have gone to if it was rated R. That I don't think you can really hit in PG-13. But again, I'm super excited for New Mutants to come out. I love horror movies and I love comic movies, so if they can make this work, it's going to be amazing.
All right. So moving on, I believe that is the last. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about some stories I'm excited to talk about, and one I'm really not. Let's talk about Black Panther. All right. So first of all, Black Panther had its. We have a bunch of stories. So we're gonna rub them all together. First of all, Black Panther just had premiere, and we were allowed to show some social media reactions, and I'm just gonna pull those up right here.
Alrighty, screen share them, Chance.
Screen sharing. now. All right. That is not the. Those are not the reactions. Let's go down.
Sponsored by Entertainment Weekly.
Sponsored by Entertainment Weekly. We do not. We're not sponsored by Entertainment Weekly, but if you want to send us money, feel free.
Please, I'm broke. I need money.
All right. First of all, we have one from Donald Glover, of course. Childish Gambino.
Yes.
So many awesome stuff. Black Panther was beautiful. We should keep celebrating. Who's out there? I don't know what that means, but this looks like he liked it. Then we got one from Peyton.
Last one. Who's out?
We got one from Peyton Reed, of course, the director of Ant-Man. Says Black Panther's fantastic, beautiful, soulful, thoughtful, and the movement of the movement. Ryan Coogler knows what he's doing. Long live T'Challa. Damn right. And you got James Gunn, of course, Guardians director. Extraordinary work by Ryan Coogler and company. Hashtag Black Panther. Hashtag Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
Tessa Thompson, of course, worked with Ryan Coogler on Creed and was in what's it called? Thor Ragnarok. All hail King Coogler, which I mean, I think that's the reason this is working. You got Kumail Nanjiani for The Big Sick, who, of course, I was a big fan of. Black Panther, so very good. I cheered and laughed, pumped my fist. I've never seen a superhero movie like it. Everybody involved deserves a medal and a high five. It really just go. Oh, even Jill Scott's chiming in. I got to read Jill Scott's reaction. Jill Scott is queen. Let's see. Here we go. Black Panther surpassed Star Wars with gratitude and awe, respect, and invigoration. Sincerely, Jill Scott. See, even Jill Scott's a fan of this movie. I mean, you see these reactions, Hunter. Does it get you more excited for this movie?
Yeah, it does. I was already excited for Black Panther after seeing him in Civil War, which I feel like Civil War he was amazing. But I mean, it does feel kind of weird that most of these were people who worked for Marvel. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, if you have people like Taika Waititi, you have people like Tessa Thompson, Donald Glover. Now, I'm not saying that they're rigged or they're bought out or anything. I'm just saying it is kind of funny how people work for Marvel and Disney are like, this movie is fantastic, and I want it to be good, and I think it is going to be good from what I heard. I will definitely be there to see it, and I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of because we covered Justice, which I hate bringing this up, but yeah, I got it again. I remember when we saw those reactions, the consensus idea of that movie was fun. Something I noticed, and I pointed out on the show, nobody described Justice League as a good movie, like not once. So to see people like praise this movie as much as it does, I think it's very indicative of the quality of the movie, indicative of of how powerful the movie's going to be when it comes out, and just how well it's going to do. And even you look at pre-ticket sales. Pre-ticket sales of the movie after this went through the roof.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Black Panther, according to Fandango, is now the highest gross, the number one pre-selling comic movie of all time.
Oh wow!
Just passed Batman vs Superman for highest pre-sale numbers ever, which I think that's incredible. So you see numbers like that, Hunter. What do you think?
I mean, it shows the importance of this movie, not just for comic movies, not just for superhero movies, but I don't know if I'm going to be a little over far, going a little over far here, but this movie is important for the black culture. I don't know if I'm jumping conclusions here, but you want to fight over it?
Oh, reach this computer, kick it. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I gave you permission.
But yeah, this is such an important movie. I feel like people are jumping to go see it, and I did weekend and all of the reviews, the ticket advance sales. everything's pointing gold for Marvel.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and it's funny because they brought back Michael B. Jordan was talking about it. He kind of see this as redemption for Fantastic, which that movie is god awful.
Yeah.
But hear me out. The movie's god awful. He's not bad in it. He's actually pretty good. He has a lot of charisma. He's having fun.
It's that thing of a great actor in a very awful movie, but he tries his best in Fantastic.
Yeah, he's trying, and he's trying hard, and sometimes it really works. I mean, I don't know what it is with the Human Torches, but like if you're the Human Torch in a Fantastic Four movie, you're golden. Like you are going places.
Yeah. All right. One thing before we get off to the next topic, and I keep bringing this up, the thing that is driving me to go see Black Panther right now is Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Teaming up together. Because Fruitvale Station is a fucking powerful, great movie.
Absolutely.
And Creed was so fucking good. In my top 10 of that year. So these guys can do no wrong in my book.
No, yeah, without a doubt. And it seems like those two, like, cause Ryan Coogler, like, it seems like I don't know, like, if he had some input, if he would have had input in the casting in Civil War, if he would have been signed on for directing that movie when that movie was in process, I guarantee you Michael B. Jordan would have been cast as Black Panther. But really, he said he always wanted to play a villain role, and some of the early reactions are saying he is a great villain, not just a great villain, the best MCU villain. Yeah, one of the best since Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, and may as well knock out the Black Panther stories right now. So there was it's just been taken down, but there was a Facebook group started dedicated to lowering the Rotten Tomatoes score, the audience score of Black Panther. Oh, well, Ryan's back. We're just talking some Black Panther news.
Sorry, guys. I saw something in my thing here, and I just wanted to make sure it was working. Sorry. But I got to get going. It's late. I'm tired. I'll see you guys next time.
I'll see you next time. Right. It's going again.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Leaving us, Ryan.
All right. Well, there was that. We're interrupting the show. Anyways, back to the story. So, anyways, there was a group on Facebook dedicated to lowering the audience score of Black Panther. That group has since been taken away. They're not around anymore. But here's the thing, though. 5,000 people were set and ready to do this because they saw the effect that the audience score had on The Last Jedi and how it kind of underperformed. It still did really well. It's still a billion-dollar movie, but it's still underperformed by what they wanted to do. I mean, look, to the people who created and the people who supported this movement, you're a piece of shit. Like, there's no way around it. You are a piece of shit. Like, this is a movie that's going to be important. This is a movie that's going to break down barriers. And you're trying to tear it down. What? Because you don't like Disney? Because DC movies have gotten bad score to Rotten Tomatoes? Guess what? If DC made better movies, they would get better scores. I'm sorry. But that's just how it's going to work. Nobody pays off critics. Nobody does anything. Look, you think if Disney paid off critics, Pirates of the Caribbean 5 would have a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes? No fucking way.
Oh, no.
I guarantee you that shit wouldn't happen. Yeah, Disney doesn't pay anybody off. The MCU knows how to make quality movies. And they've been doing it for years. They're essentially like the Waffle House of movies. Like, you go there, you get what you want, it's gonna be good, and you know it. DC's kind of like Perkins or Shoney's, to where sometimes they're good, sometimes they're really bad. But yeah, to person who started this whole movement, let me just say, go fuck yourself, dude. From me and from the entire Black community. And from the Black community, the Marvel community, the Disney community, just from the good people community in general, go fuck yourself, dude. Hunter, what do you got to say? What do you got to say about all this?
Oh, I'm fucking pissed. I am fucking pissed. I don't know why, but people who say that critics are bought off, that gets me real mad because I am a critic in some sort of terms. I review movies. I love going to movies. I love watching movies. I love critiquing movies. If I was bought out by Marvel, I would be living in a fucking mansion. That's besides the point, though. It's more of it insults the integrity of critics. And that's what really pisses me off is, look, no one's buying off anybody, okay? And going on to this 5,000 people. What the fuck, man? Like, why are you going to intentionally downvote a movie without even seeing it?
That's why I always say you can't trust like ratings. There's only like fan rating site. Hunter just disappeared. I'll talk. Only fan rating site you can trust. You can't trust the Rotten Tomatoes audience score because they'd have no way of knowing if you saw the movie or not. You can't trust IMDb. No way to know if you saw the movie or not. The only one you can really trust is CinemaScore because CinemaScore actually polls people as they leave the movie. So yeah, every other audience score can just go to hell. Not that I have anything against you, hell. Even I rate movies on these things, but yeah, you can't trust these things, especially. I mean, critics you can, audiences you can't.
Yeah, and thing is, like, and I'm not sure if you've mentioned this before, but in the actual statement that the dude made, this brainless asshole, but he said that he was going to do this for all the MCU movies, all the Marvel Netflix shows, and all the Star Wars movies coming out, including Solo. So I don't know what this dude promised. And going back, as being a DC fan, as being a DCEU fan, like, I love the movies, I am fucking disgusted by this dude, man. Because it gives people who are fans of DC a very bad name. It puts him in a very bad light.
He's making you look worse, Hunter.
Now, I'm a DC fan, but I also love Marvel. You guys know I love Marvel. I love movies in general as long as they're well-made movies.
But you like Justice League, so that can't be true.
It's a good-ass movie. I don't care.
You keep getting the openings.
But this dude is making fans of DC and pretty much fans of anything look bad. And 5,000 people are making it even worse. Watch the damn movie. If you watch the movie and don't like it, that's fine. At least you have your opinion. Don't fucking downvote a movie because you don't like the studio or you don't like, I don't know, the fucking message, whatever. Downvote a movie because you don't like it, that's fine. At least know you've seen the movie. But I'm pissed off because, again, I'm a critic, and the bought-out shit ruins anybody's integrity of critics to begin with. And two, that 5,000 people would actually follow this moron.
No, this guy's a moron. Don't listen to him. I wish I knew who this guy was because he must be like so just sad and just empty. Honestly, yeah. Like this dude. Just don't be a dickbag. Like don't give opinion on movies you haven't seen.
Yeah.
All right. Our next story. So some production photos have been released. What?
I said Chance and X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Hey, I didn't say it's bad. I'm just saying I think it's gonna be bad.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
And that I'm not looking forward to it. All right. So here we go. Our next story. So some production stills were released from Captain Marvel, and that revealed Brie Larson in full costume, which I'm sharing now. There we go. I know people are thinking like people were commenting like, why is it green? Like it wasn't like something would pride herself to Captain Marvel that she was all American, and she had the red, white, or the red, blue, and gold. She was all American. Either way, Hunter, you see these photos, and you know what? What do you think of this costume? Because I'll voice my opinion first. Like, I think this is very clearly like the first costume.
Yeah.
Because you look at like Iron Man, or Captain America, or Thor. The costume they started with is never the costume they finish with. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the first one. I think this will be the first one. And by the end, it's gonna have like the red, blue, and gold. And like it looks like, yeah, the color scheme actually looks very Kree-esque. So I dig it. I think it looks pretty sweet for a first draft costume. Hunter, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I like it. My theory is, like the movie starts out and we're gonna see Marvel, not Captain Marvel, not fuck, I forgot her name. I'm sorry, Brie Larson's character.
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, not Carol, but we're gonna start off with Marvel. He dies, and then in honor of him, Carol takes over that suit. That's gonna be her first suit going in.
I don't think Marvel's gonna die till the end because you got Jude Law.
No, I think he's pretty much still his fate because, if they follow any kind of the comic book origin, Marvel dies and then hands over his powers to Carol, and then she becomes Marvel. So I feel like he's gonna be in there for the first maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then he's gonna get killed off, and then that's gonna lead us into who Captain Marvel is fighting, and then she's gonna fight with the green suit, and then at the end she's gonna have her classic attire. What is it? Red, gold, and
it's red, blue, gold.
Gold. Yep. So that's how I see this happening. This is not her final suit. It looks good. I mean, the suit looks good.
Yeah. Just comfortable. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All right. And our last story today, this was dropped a few days ago. We finally got a first trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Of course, the sequel to Ant-Man, 2015's Ant-Man, directed by Panther Reed, who's coming back. Paul Rudd's coming back. Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, got additions class to the cast. Lawrence Fishburne, Walton Goggins, who the second story we talked about today. So many things going with this movie. Michael Payne's coming back. Punch, what do you think of the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It's a basic teaser trailer. I mean, it didn't really show us that much about the story, but I'm excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I love Ant-Man. It's not my favorite, but it's at least up in my top 5 of best MCU movies. Paul Rudd's coming back. Eventually, Lily's coming back. I'm excited for it, but the teaser trailer didn't really do anything for me. The felt kind of out of place, and maybe it's just me, is the giant pest dispenser at the very end.
Oh, I loved that moment.
I mean, it was funny, but I think that moment should have been, like, shown in the movie.
So,
because I mean,
you didn't want it in the trailer.
Yeah, I didn't want it in the trailer. I kind of felt like it's kind of like, all right, spoilers for Ant-Man, but if you showed the giant talk of the train.
Well, they did that.
Yeah.
We did.
But I'm talking about like
they didn't show it get big. They didn't show it get bigger. They showed it in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean they showed it in the trailer, but it wasn't the giant size of it.
No, it wasn't.
And that's what made it funny in the movie is, you're expecting them to fight around it. I did not expect that they to turn giant and break out of the house, I don't know. It's a pick, but I enjoyed the trailer. It didn't show that much. I mean, it is a teaser, so it didn't really show that much about the story, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. Come to me. I actually really dug the trailer. Ant-Man's always that thing. What?
Just to point out, I did like the trailer. I'm not saying that I hated it, but
yeah, and something I like about the first Ant-Man is that it is the most, aside from the first Iron Man, that's the most standalone of all the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
and I think sometimes you need that. We need a break from the big universe, so especially we're getting into 2 movies of heavy shit. We got Avengers: Infinity War, and we got Black Panther right before that. We sometimes like you need a nice little like light break, and I think Ant-Man is that. I mean, like it got some fun visual gags with like the building suitcase,
Yeah.
and like you said, the Hello Kitty Pez dispenser, getting big and crushing that guy. I thought that was really funny. It looks like they got all the timing and they got all like the jokes down. They got everything down. They're hitting all the beats that they should with an Ant-Man movie, and they're doing like other new things too, which I'm down with, honestly. And I really dug the trailer, and I'm really looking forward to the movie now, more so than it was before. I'm kind of torn because like this is coming out in July. I would think they'll push that back to like November. That way they can get like a nice little break between that and Infinity War. But either way, I'm still looking forward to the movie. I'm going to see it in theaters.
Oh, I am too.
And I think it looks really good. So that is it for our news stories today. So I will go ahead and plug my stuff. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChanceWars91. Find me on Full Metal Media or Movie Games Open Trivia. I'm a producer of both. And also find me on my YouTube channel, Chance the Critic, on YouTube.
All right. And if you guys enjoyed this content, hit that like button, subscribe to Film Nerd TV below. Check out our trivia channel, Jack of All Trivias, which we now have a YouTube channel for that. It's all one word, so go subscribe to that channel as well. And if you guys want to get in a trivia match, check out the Jack of All Trivias Facebook group, and we'll get you in a match as soon as possible. Check out Patreon, patreon.com/FilmNerdTV. I'm Hunter, that's Chance. We're Film Nerds. We'll see you soon. Peace.